So great to have the opportunity to speak with you both. This is such a great series. Congratulations. Anthony, no one knows Alex Rider better than you. I mean, you have given us these books. What has it been like to see this fabulous young man, Otto, step into these shoes?
Well, Bonnie, we looked at 650 different kids, from not just from drama schools, but from ordinary schools. People were sending in their audition tapes just on YouTube or whatever. And we could not have done better, I swear to you, than Otto Farrant. I am so happy with the choice. He looks the part. He's got all the moves for the action sequences. But best of all, he has real emotional life and emotional heart and brings that character to life with every moment he's on the screen.
Otto, I think you're blushing a little bit, but you should be, because well deserved. You are so fantastic in this. And for you, I mean, was it at all daunting to step into this character's shoes? Because, he's a really popular guy.
Yeah, you're telling me. I read the books when I was a kid, so I know exactly how popular he is. He's iconic. He's an incredible character that everybody knows. Everyone in my class read him as a kid. And even I know people now that still read them. So it's been going for 20 years. It's such a massive franchise. And to be able to step into those shoes and bring that character to life is a dream come true.
Tell me a little bit about your preparation to play him, because even from the get-go, when you climbed scaled the building, the wall of the school, I was like clinging on to, I don't know, whatever was in my house. You are fantastic. Did you do many of your stunts?
I did. Yeah. One of the main things I wanted to do when we were preparing for the role was to get physically ready for it, to be fit enough for it, because it was really exhausting at times. We were doing night shoots, filming till 7 a.m, and you're running constantly. So I really wanted to be physically fit. So I did a lot of active stuff. I was doing a lot of running, swimming, climbing, Krav Maga training, personal trainer. And then the climbing came in handy with that scene, and they don't, you can't see it in the series, but there's a wire connected to my belt. But actually during that scene, it was, I'm glad we got it in 2 takes, because it was giving me a massive wedgie throughout the whole thing. I said to them, just leave the crane, leave it, and I'll just climb up. And they said, no, insurance wise, we gotta give that to you. But it was good.
I'd say, well, listen, we got a scoop here. He got a massive wedgie. So there you go.
There you go.
I'm glad that you're honest about it. Now, Anthony, one thing I love about the Alex Rider series is you can never underestimate what young people can accomplish. And I know some people, sometimes you're watching and you feel so uncomfortable because he's so young and they're putting him into this situation, but he can handle himself pretty well. How do you feel about that?
Well, Bonnie, you put your finger on it. The books were always about empowerment. It's what I always believe in my writing, which is that young people, if they're put into certain situations and have to look after themselves, they will come through. My whole philosophy of life is that my generation, may have made a mess of the world and may not be doing things well, but there is always a new generation coming through. And it is historically true that every generation supersedes and is better than the one it follows. And that's what happens. And that's what these books are about, and this show.
Yeah, very inspiring, I have to say. And Otto, also the cast is incredible. I mean, let's just talk about that, because tell me about working with, people like Stephen Delane, Vicky McClure. I mean, and even Bren, like the chemistry that you and Bren have together is wonderful.
Well, so for me, I watched Vicky and Stephen growing up. They were always on our screens, and I was such a fan of both of their work. So to work with them was a real dream. And then Brannock was someone who I met in my final audition. We auditioned together, and it was a really intense day of work where we were paired up with lots of different people. But Brannock and I immediately clicked, and I knew in him almost from the moment I met him that I had a friend first and a colleague second. So that's why you see on screen we have chemistry. It's because we really are having fun while we're doing that, and we were laughing constantly throughout this whole thing. When we weren't totally stressed, we were laughing.
Yeah, I'm sure. I was wondering, Otto, for you, like we were talking about the stunts and everything, but what ultimately challenged you the most playing him? Because as we said before, he is such a popular character and it's a very physical role, but there's so much that I think that goes into playing a character like this.
I think for me, Alex, like you said, he's got so many dimensions to him, and he has so many parts of him which are not necessarily even fully formed, because he's a kid becoming an adult. He's learning to be a man. He's learning to be a grown-up he's learning to adapt to an adult world. So the hardest thing for me was was just the focus, just to constantly be focused on that, and to balance the exhaustion of actually filming and being in that headspace of knowing that he might be scared at times, he might be self-conscious or sensitive, or it might feel like the world is on top of him, but just to have that courage and that steely determination that whatever happens, he's gonna get through, and he's gonna save the world.
Yeah, well, you've done a phenomenal job, and like I said, thank you so much for your time this morning to both of you. And there's a lot of books, so Anthony, you think we're going to see some more? Fingers crossed.
I think there is a very good chance of it, Bonnie.
Okay, good stuff. Well, we're looking forward to it here in Canada. What a pleasure to talk to you both today, and just stay healthy and stay safe, you guys. Okay, take care.